So here we want to find an equation of the graph shown in either in the form of a tangent function or a cotangent function. So as I look at this graph, the first thing I see is it looks like it probably ought to be a cotangent function because we don't have any phase shift, and I can see that it's decreasing. It starts up and it goes down here. Now a tangent function could look like that with a negative in front because of the reflection, but the big clue here that it's a cotangent is I look and see where the asymptotes are, because we're not looking at either of these as having any kind of a phase shift, and so we would want to see if we've got these asymptotes in the correct place. And I'm darkening them in so we could see, well, it looks like my asymptotes are at 0 and at 4. Well, for a basic cotangent graph, my asymptotes would be at 0 and pi. So the 0 part is good, but I can see that the period is affected. It's not a basic graph then of the cotangent, but something whose period is different, and that means the b here. So I'm going to do a cotangent, and I'm going to consider, I can see that there is no vertical shift because I've got the intercept right in the middle of those asymptotes right there on the x-axis there centered, and so there's no c here. That c part would be 0. But as far as the period is normally for cotangent pi, but if I took pi and I divided it by b, I would get this new period, and we can see this new period is 4, so that needs to equal 4. So that means b must be, solving for b, pi over 4. So my equation is going to be y equal, we may have an a in front, we'll figure that out in a minute, but we're going to have cotangent of pi over 4x and nothing added on the end. That would make a cotangent graph that's period is now 4, and so there's an asymptote at 0, and then another one at 4, and then of course another one at 8, and another one over here at -4, and so forth. Okay, now let's consider this a in front. From the center, if I went halfway to the asymptote, I should be up 1. Remember, with cotangent or with tangent, if we go over halfway here, we should be at 1. But I see when I go over here that I've got to go up 2 before I intersect the graph. So that tells me that I need a 2 here because all of those y values are twice as high. So there is the equation of the function that's graphed.